Hello and welcome to Brilliant POV. Welcome to our video on the top 5 most powerful tanks that shook the ground during World War II. These tanks were not just machines but an art of war that left a deep impact on the battlefields. These tanks were feared and respected by the enemies, and played a decisive role in shaping the outcome of the war. In this video, we will go behind the scenes and unveil the stories, the struggles and the glory of these iconic tanks. We will explore the strengths and weaknesses of each one, and see rare combat footage that will take you back in time. This is a journey through history, where you will experience the thrill of war, the power of technology and the courage of the men who operated these tanks. So, get ready to be transported to a different era and join us as we delve into the fascinating world of German tanks during World War II. Number 1. The Tiger I, also known as the Panzer I, was a German heavy tank used during World War II. It was developed in 1942 and first saw combat in the Battle of Kursk in 1943. The Tiger I was known for its heavy armor, which made it difficult for Allied tanks to penetrate, and its powerful gun, the 8.8 cm KWK 36-56. The Tiger I was also relatively mobile for its size and weight, although it was still slower and less agile than many of the tanks it faced. The Tiger I was produced in relatively small numbers, with around 1,350 units built between 1942 and 1944. Despite this, the Tiger I had a significant impact on the war, particularly during the early years of the Eastern Front. The Tiger I was eventually succeeded by the Tiger II, or King Tiger. Number 2. The Panther tank was a German medium tank used during World War II. It was developed as a response to the Soviet T-34 tank, which had proven to be a formidable opponent for the German tanks on the Eastern Front. The Panther was designed to have a balance of mobility, armor, and firepower, and was armed with a 75mm KWK 42-70 gun. Its sloped armor made it well protected against enemy fire. The Panther first saw combat in the Battle of Kursk in 1943, and was used extensively on the Eastern and Western fronts. The Panther tank was produced in large numbers, with around 6,000 units built between 1943 and 1945. While it was an effective tank, it had a number of mechanical issues and was prone to breakdowns. Despite this, the Panther tank was a formidable opponent for the Allied tanks, and was respected by the enemy. Number 3. The Tiger II, also known as the King Tiger or Royal Tiger, was a German heavy tank used during World War II. It was the successor to the Tiger I and was first used in combat in 1944. The Tiger II was heavily armored, with 150mm of armor on the front of the hull and 100mm on the sides and rear. It was armed with a 8.8 cm KWK 43-71 gun, which was capable of penetrating the armor of any Allied tank at long range. It was also relatively mobile for its size, although it was still slower and less agile than many of the tanks it faced. It was produced in relatively small numbers, with around 500 units built between 1944 and 1945. The King Tiger was an effective tank, but it had a number of mechanical issues and was prone to breakdowns. It also had a high fuel consumption. Despite these problems, it was a formidable opponent for the Allied tanks and was respected by the enemy. Number 4. The Leopard I is a main battle tank, MBT, developed by Germany in the 1950s and 1960s. It was the first tank to be developed by the Federal Republic of Germany after World War II. The Leopard I was designed to be a fast and agile tank, with a good balance of mobility, armor, and firepower. It was armed with a 105mm L7 gun, which was capable of penetrating the armor of most tanks at the time. Its armor was also designed to be effective against the shaped charge warheads of anti-tank rockets, which were becoming increasingly common at the time. The Leopard I was first introduced in 1965 and was used by the German Army and several other countries around the world. It was produced in large numbers, with around 4,000 units built between 1965 and 1979. The Leopard I has been updated and upgraded several times, and many are still in service today. Number 5. The Leopard II is a main battle tank, MBT, developed by Germany in the 1970s and 1980s. It is considered one of the best MBTs in the world. It was designed as an improvement over the Leopard I, with increased firepower, protection and mobility. The Leopard II is armed with a 120mm Rheinmetall L/44 smoothbore gun, which is capable of firing advanced types of ammunition, and has excellent accuracy. Its armor is made of high-hardness steel, and is reinforced with composite materials and modular armor, providing high level of protection against anti-tank weapons and improvised explosive devices, IEDs. It's also equipped with advanced fire control and navigation systems, as well as NBC protection, making it a highly capable tank in all weather conditions and in different terrains. The Leopard II was first introduced in 1979 and has been used by the German Army and several other countries around the world. It was produced in large numbers, around 3,500 units built between 1979 and 1992. The Leopard II has also been updated and upgraded several times, and many are still in service today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.